are back in the museum. We've only got a few more spaces to go. Super pumped. I was just showing that I hung up some more posters in the lobby to just make it look a little bit more full. But we're actually finally working on the cafe today. I have put it off because I just didn't really want to, but it's time. It's more than time. Let's just get it done. I know that I've always known that it's not going to take very long for me to decorate, especially because I have everything. It's just a matter of finicky placements and also deciding exactly what I want to do, because I had like the high school years conversions. I had these cool like functional pizza, hot dog, burrito type things that sort of belong in a gas station. So I cut out that moving things because it was taking too long. The wallpaper actually was what was originally in this lot. I don't remember what was there, but that's the wallpaper that was here, so I was like, I'll leave it. And I decided to go with the high school years like cafeteria looking stand. It's not functional, like this is not going to be a functional space for Sims to eat, but I'm okay with that. Like sometimes it's okay, especially when you have lots like serving multi-purpose kind of deal. Like you kind of just have to say, no, we're going to go with just one. Because in The Sims 4, you can kind of only go with one. Sims 2, you could try and have multiple businesses, but sometimes they just don't function the way that you want them to. And I don't want people showing up here, because then I would need a hostess stand and all that other stuff, and I just, no. So this is a completely decorative cafe, and I'm, again, totally fine with it. So I put in that case of like sweets and things, because a lot of places like this, like there'll be like a cooler and you can grab out your drinks and stuff, but I didn't really like it. I actually ended up getting rid of that whole case. Also, sorry if you can hear the dog. She's being exceptionally needy today because I dared to leave the house for 2 hours. So that's how that's going. But I'm really excited that I did, because I had to drive like almost an hour out of my way to go get this thing. But I've been looking for what's called a barrister's bookshelf for weeks now. And it's really hard to find one that's not incredibly expensive. Basically, it's a bookshelf with glass doors, but instead of like two vertical doors, they're horizontal and kind of stacked on top of each other. And you grab the little handle and you pull up, and then it slides into the bookshelf. They're super cool. I highly recommend Googling just to see how cool they are. But the point is, I wanted one because, hey, you stop whining. I wanted one to put in my craft room to store fabric in, because it'll help with the dust, but it will also be very visible to me, so I'll know what fabric that I have, because that's a huge problem for me. I'm a ditz, and so I need to see it or it does not exist. See, I went and picked it up. I paid $40 for it, which the other one that I've been looking at on like Facebook Marketplace was $120. So yeah, good deal all around, worth the hour-long drive. I'm actually corrupted in terms of like how far I'll drive away for things, because I lived in a very rural area for a very long time. I lived in a tiny town in Montana, and when you live in a tiny rural area, your judgment on like in terms of like, oh, that's a really far way to go, it's so skewed, because you drive 30 minutes to go to the grocery store. So at that point you're like, yes, I will drive an hour to go to the movie theater. Whereas people who live in the city and have always lived in the city are like, 20 minutes? I'm not driving that. I'm not doing that to go to a restaurant. For goodness sakes. Sorry. Dog is just being super needy, and I was ignoring her, so then she had to shake the rope. So yeah, like people who live in the city are like, oh, that's too far, so yeah. I told my partner, I'm like, yeah, it's not too far of a drive, and he's like, yeah, how far is it, like 10 minutes? And I was like, oh no, it's 48 right now during the busiest time of the day. And he's just like, you're gonna drive an hour? And I'm like, honestly, worth it. And it is. I've got to get it upstairs now though, and I don't want to do that. Actually, I have to clear out my craft room so that it can fit in there right now, because it's chaotic. So yeah, as you can see, I don't really have much to say about the build. I mean, it's a cafeteria, it's not super fancy. I didn't want it to be huge either, because this is not a huge place. It's just there needs to be food access, which I do think that those little like pizza blue things are like functional, but I don't remember. It's been a while. Even if they're not functional, they're cool. I'm glad I got to use them. So I put up some signs. I actually ended up painting this wall just because I wanted it to look a little different. plus the signs and the line on the wall was bugging me. But yeah, I kind of go with a little bit of an orange theme. Not heavy, but just something different. There's like a bulletin board, so people can hang up flyers and things if they want to. And then I get to put trays on tables, which is very exciting for me because I love doing that. Like, I live for fiddly nonsense. And these are, again, all from high school years. They were converted. I can't remember who did it off the top of my head, but they're fantastic. Like, I plan on abusing these in lots of different lots. And give everybody little drinks and desserts, and I'm very excited about it. This is why I was talking about my bookcase instead. As a side note, I think we really need to start standardizing what we call furniture, because bookcase, bookshelf, like, just pick a word and that's the word, and we all need to just decide on it. Because like the barrister's bookshelf thing, like, it took me so long to figure out what it was called, because just no one was really clear. No more of this tag every single thing under the sun. No, we need to decide on things and be like, that's what this is, and from now on, that's the only thing we're gonna call it. I was sad about the Starbucks drink, because it was too big, but it is pretty. But yeah, and that's what we're gonna call it, because oh my gosh, I'm so sick, like, trying to buy furniture sometimes. I'm like looking on like used furniture kind of website, because I like secondhand things. I'm just gonna be honest, it's cheaper. There's no point in buying sometimes new things if you don't have to, but it is difficult when you're like, I don't know what this is called. Also, I could not for the life of me get this drink to go on the OMSP. I probably should have moved the table in retrospect, but it was driving me nuts. So I was like, fine, I'm just gonna put it in the middle of the table, and it's fine. And I put the little trays just to complete it. I was gonna put a trash can in, but I don't know if you saw towards the beginning of the video, that cafeteria like line thing does already have a trash can built in, so I didn't need to do a separate trash can. And there's one right outside the door. The outdoor area is probably a bit large for this type of establishment, but it's more for a show, or people are just taking a break, or they want to let the kid go run, they have kids with them, they want them to go run around for a little bit. Works out. I am really happy with it. It's basic sort of area, but a lot of these are, and a lot of them are things that you need to have. But it doesn't mean there's not a little bit of personality here. I wanted to put these posters, but I actually get rid of them. And instead, I find like this wall art looking thing. Because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I'm just like, I don't know. But yeah, I think it turns out okay. Another aside, but I've started watching Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and I'm so in love with it. It's so good. I like that Pike's hair is like Willy Wonka-esque, like it's like swirly, like it's all very well made and very well done, and I'm enjoying it immensely. It's fun. Uhura, baby Uhura is great. I'm trying to like think of things that are not gonna be spoilery for people, so we'll just go with baby Uhura is amazing. Yeah, and the last thing we gotta do is put in lights. I take these lights out because they're not the right light. But I do put in these like black lights with arms, and I stagger them a little bit just so they're a bit uneven. I just like the way that it looks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me know what you think of this lot, if you've used this set before, what you think about it. And yeah, like the video, please, if you are so inclined. And I will see you in the next one.